If you see this marking outside of your house, you need to get help.
We're wasting more energy than Ricky Martin's girlfriend. Hey you!
Okay. Nothing in it.
And what are we testing for?
See if there's any drugs in our Celsius.
No, make sure it gives us.
Chikudu, a two-wheeled vehicle powered by human power, is the most popular means of transportation and the pride of Congolese people. Chikudu is the name of the most popular means of transportation in Congo. The Chikudu of the Congolese people is a means of transportation that does not require gasoline, because they are not equipped with an engine and are operated by the driver's own strength. Congo is a poor and civil war-prone country in Central Africa. Congolese people joke that the Chikudu are the product of a marriage between poverty and the spirit of advancement, with human ingenuity. For the poor people here, Chikudu is known as more than a tool or means of transportation. It is a symbol of resilience and efforts to improve life. Made mainly from eucalyptus wood, Chikudu vehicles are designed very simply with a braced frame and wooden wheels. To operate Chikudu, you just need to perform the same movements as when using a skateboard. Specifically, when you apply a push force to Chikudu, the car will run by inertia a certain distance depending on the push force. In addition to being used to transport raw materials such as coal, gasoline, construction materials to daily necessities, Chikudu also serves as a passenger carrier. Besides, Congolese people also organize a number of small races with Chikudu on steep terrain with few obstacles.
The USS Carney fired the American military's first shot in what threatens to become a wider Middle East war, shooting down drones and cruise missiles fired in the direction of Israel by Iranian-backed rebels in Yemen.
USS Carney, operating in the northern Red Sea earlier today, shot down 3 land attack cruise missiles and several drones that were launched by Houthi forces in Yemen.
The Carney, which had been with the aircraft carrier Gerald R. Ford off the coast of Israel, got there just in time, passing through the Suez Canal on Wednesday and arriving in the northern Red Sea, where it had a clear shot as the drones and missiles flew north.
We cannot say for certain what these missiles and drones were targeting, but they were launched from Yemen, heading north along the Red Sea, potentially towards targets in Israel.
In the last 2 days, there has also been a series of drone attacks on American troops in Iraq and Syria, attacks which are usually the work of Iranian-backed militias. One of them turned out to be a false alarm, but resulted in the death of an American contractor who suffered a cardiac arrest. In past attacks, when an American has been killed, the U.S. has retaliated with airstrikes.
The Pentagon is considering retaliatory strike again, but is faced with a dilemma that any military action might set off exactly what President Biden is trying to avoid, a wider Middle East war. Nora?
That's why this is significant. David Martin, thank you very much.
Want to make somebody feel nervous? Stare straight at their forehead when they are talking to you. Dark psychology tricks. Be careful with the last one. If somebody insults you, pause for a second, then look at them and say, "Are you okay?" If you find yourself in an argument and want to get somebody to stop and listen to you, ask them questions about numbers or personal information. TikTok knows who your future ex-husband or wife will be. This is the second person that appears when you tap share, then more. If somebody is crying, tell them, "Do you want some sand?" Since confusion improves moods, it will make them happier. Comment cried to unlock a super cool emoji. If you are in a group and somebody is making fun of you, stare directly in their eyes and smile a bit. They will feel scared. If you want somebody to fall in love with you, use the triangle method. Look at their left eye, then down at the lips, then at their right eye, and then smile. Studies have shown that if you like and follow, you will learn more every day.
We're about to go into a dark winter. A dark winter.
The Simpsons predicting a dark winter for 2023. Just watch. This
air conditioning is better than any truant officer. I'm seeing students I haven't seen in years.
Hey, Mrs. K.
Oh, Arthur.
We're wasting more energy than Ricky Martin's girlfriend. Hey, you! Gentlemen, our city's sucking down the juice like my wife at an open bar. Mr. Burns, can your plant handle it?
No problem. We've siphoned off extra power from the orphanage. Who are they going to complain to? Their parents?
But, sir, we're at full capacity. One more appliance could overload the system.
For those of you who've reached out who have lung cancer, he used this for 2 years, and he has been cancer-free for 15 years now. Thank you for sharing this testimony.
When I tell you that I am sick and tired of England, I mean that, bro. Because take a look at this.
You can't beat British grub. But these days you've got to spend a packet to bring home the bacon. And don't even get me started on the eggs. The cost of living crisis is hitting Britain hard, with food prices rising.
I just want to give a massive shout out to all the racist white people in the United Kingdom. You know, them ones who were so against, like, the Spanish and the French and the Italians and all those other Europeans coming here. You know, because apparently they were coming here, they were taking your jobs, they were taking your benefits. A massive shout out to you, you lot, who just couldn't wait to just run to them polls to vote to leave Brexit, only now to end up in a financial crisis and eating each other like savages. Shout out to you, Brev. Without you, this shit couldn't be possible. Because of you niggas, packets of chicken, I bet you any money gonna start being £40 a kilo. Because now we have human meat that's a lot cheaper. We can raise the price of real meat, bruv. Shout out to you lot, man. And did you see how excited they were? How they were trying to make it normal. Or make it seem normal for people to be eating human flesh.
So we're going to test this for science to see if it's true, if the rumors are true. Okay, show us.
Okay. Nothing in it.
And what are we testing for?
See if there's any drugs in our Celsius.
No, make sure.
Letting
it sit for a few minutes. That's positive for amphetamines, positive for benzos, negative for everything else. Wow. So we tested a Red Bull too, and it hasn't even been the 5 minutes, but it's already coming back positive for the same things. We're shocked.
Shocked.
So shocked.
Shocked.
Ask God to show us the way. Teach us His paths. Guide us in His truth and teach us, for He is our God. Our hope is in God, always and forever. As we wrap up, I'd like to ask that we all stand for one last song.
These are not tendons, are not muscle fibers. These are parasites, and they love to be in your intestines, to eat what you eat. Yes, and if you like your steaks medium or rare, please reconsider.
Hey you, yeah you with the face. Come listen to this shit. So they said Vladimir Putin suffered from a cardiac arrest in the Kremlin. They found his ass on the floor, collapsed. This is not what some people are saying. They said Buddy suffered from a cardiac arrest in his private Moscow apartment on Sunday. They said he was found lying on the floor, rolling his eyes. Some even speculated that he met his untimely demise. And see now, if we start to see Putin again, that's gonna mean two things. Number one, somebody around this motherfucker lying. Or option number two, they didn't copy and paste Putin and now have him running around like they cloned Tyrone. Y'all ears open and your third eye vigilant, because shit about to get strange and real crazy. Let me know what y'all think about Putin having a heart attack in the Kremlin in the comments. Like and follow for more wisdom and stay tuned. By the way, follow me on YouTube if y'all want that exclusive content.
$100 billion fucking dollars. Are you fucking? I can't even
$100 billion for war. What else could we do with $100 billion? Let's take a look. It would cost $6 billion to take care of everybody's house in Lahaina who lost it in the fire. It would cost $20 billion to end homelessness. We're at $26 billion at this point. It would cost $58 billion to send everybody in this country to university for free, giving everybody the education that they deserve to follow their dreams. That puts us at about $84 billion out of the $105 billion. Then we use the rest, the remaining $21 billion, to subsidize healthcare in the United States, especially for those who are most vulnerable. And that puts us at $105 billion. So what we were able to do is solve one of the biggest crises in our precious state of Hawaii. We're able to solve homelessness. We're able to send everybody to college for free. And then we're able to subsidize healthcare for the most vulnerable in our society for the money that Biden wants to send just this round to war. What do you think? Do you think that's a good use of funds? I don't.
Y'all see this? Some crazy stuff's about to happen. Now we get some specks down here, but it's not very often. So my buddy Devin Macklin called me the other night, and I stepped outside and I said, damn, I think I hear specks. He was like, there ain't no way. So Devin went outside and he said, damn, I hear some too above my house. We had some buddies over in Hohenwald, Tennessee and Waynesboro, Tennessee, put in our group message that they had specks above their house. We get specks here where I'm at, but it ain't very often and it's very few. But to see groups like this, you know, fly over and a lot of them, dude, that's unreal. I've got people in my comments from the Carolinas, Georgia, Alabama, you know, all over Florida saying that they've got specks there. Tell me, is that normal? Is that under normal conditions that y'all have specks like that? I didn't think so, not for us either.
This may be the coolest sink I've ever seen.
And buttons kind of giving me a 1980s cassette deck vibe, though. And it looks like you may need a master's degree to even try to operate this thing. I looked up the price for this thing, and it shot me back to reality real quick. It's a weird way to wash a cucumber. Or is that corn? I ain't never seen nothing like that.
If you see this marking outside of your house, you need to get help. Burglars are using these symbols to represent which household you are. Alarmed, nervous, burglared before, vulnerable female, too risky, and nothing worth stealing. And they're drawing these symbols outside their houses they're planning on going to. These are known as curb codes for burglars. And even the police are telling you guys to look out for these markings outside of your home. So if you see any of these markings, you need to call for help. And make sure you follow me for more to stay safe.
Y'all, I was just making my daughter a corn dog, and I happened to notice something white in the ketchup bottle. Literally, it was a full ketchup bottle, so I pour it out in the sink, and I want to show y'all what's in it. It literally, to me, looks like pills. I'm freaking out. I don't know what to do. I think I'm going to contact Heinz, and I'm also going to contact the Walmart that I purchased it from, but I want to show y'all what it looks like. All right, I poured most of it out in the sink. But here's one right here. Here's another one. They're all like the same color, shape, and size. Like, what is that? So I picked one up and put it up here on the napkin, and I cut it up. And I can't smell anything but tomato, so I don't know. Like, what the heck is this? My daughter has been eating this ketchup. It is not expired. Like, I see some more chunks in it. Look, there's another one.
I say it's drugs.
Does anyone have any idea what this is?
Proof we are all being played.
I get up at 4:45 in the morning and I don't see a sign of the government anywhere. Every single day for 8.5 hours, I exchange my time for labor. I don't see the government anywhere, except for on Thursdays. Thursdays I get my paycheck. That's when the government shows up. That's when they feel they are entitled to split half of the currency I made for trading my time, my skills, my labor. This goes on throughout the year, where I'm responsible to keep records of all of this. At the end of the year, it's my responsibility to prepare all that documentation for them to review it. They then determine if their cut was large enough. If I don't meet their schedule, I face fines, fees, or the threat of being locked up in one of their cells. I guess some people call this taxation, but it doesn't meet my definition. To me, that sounds a lot more like fraud, embezzlement, and fucking slavery. I think it's long past due that we all stop participating in this.
When I came out of my illness, I released hundreds of worms. Some of them look like earthworms from the fucking ground. The photos are wild. There's round worms, rope worms, tapeworms, all different kinds of parasitic worms. There's also parasites that are microscopic. Dr. Klinghardt, who's a guru in this field, says that those are actually even more harmful. It will be virtually impossible for you to completely rid yourself of parasitic organisms. There's always going to be trillions of organisms in your body that aren't you. There are parasites that are here to help serve humanity, just to deal with our toxic load. They kind of eat heavy metals, so they are here as some sort of purpose. Even if they're eating heavy metals, they're still sucking your life force as well, right? They eat your food, they shit and pee inside of your body. They change your chemicals. They change the way you think. They change the way you feel. They change what you want to eat. Releasing these parasites, it's one of the most awakening experiences you can ever have.
Is the best faker in Japan. Look at him using a spray gun to burn garbage bags. After burning, cut it with scissors and it will turn into seaweed directly. China's technology boom is simply too weak. Then he got some resin raw materials painted on iron plate. After drying in the oven, just wrap it up and it turns into chives. Just cut it with scissors and you can use it as green onions. To eat beef, he randomly painted some flesh color with branches. After drying, pat it with your hands. You don't think this is very similar, right? Cut into small pieces with scissors. It can easily turn into diced meat that is hard to distinguish between real and fake. Can you guess what he wants to cook? Then, he took out another plate colored into a yellow paste. After drying, tear them apart with your hands. Then he took out a bowl of plastic particles. Apply yellow paint evenly on top and add it to the eggs just now. Stir in chopped green onions and diced pork. When he put this stuff into the bowl, can you really tell it's fake? After the plating is completed, use a hairdryer to set the shape. Finally, add some fake carrot shreds. A dish of beef and egg fried rice is ready to serve.
Just when you thought you've seen it all, you come across another fruit or vegetable that's been made. These have been made. What are these? Lemonade apples? Meet your new favorite apple. It's telling you right here, go to lemonadeapple.com, man. In case you didn't know, Granny Smiths are made. Also highly bred up for their size and sugar content. Organic or not, these things have been created, just like your lemonade apples. Grapefruits have been made. Lemons have been made. And now they're seedless. Pineapples were made. These bananas were made from baby bananas that used to be found in nature. Garlic was made. Those who get mad about nothing being real, onions, God made. Limes, if there's no seeds and they're this big, they were made. Tomatoes, if they're this big, they've been made. That way. Potatoes were made. They were made with a chemical called starch. You ever heard of it? Raises your blood sugars, causes a bunch of issues in your body.
So yeah, I got transferred to this room with this mirror. If there's no space, leave this place, right? Well, guess what else is fucking weird about this?
Ladies, make sure you pay attention to this. Fingertip doesn't actually touch. Fingertip touches. That's a bathroom. That's a mirror. Here's a closet. That's a two-way mirror. Carrot. Carrot.
Cigarette smoke does not cause lung cancer.
The first drop of the tap on the stone doesn't cause a dent. I said one day, but 50 drops later, my husband pulled me aside. He said, Barbara, 10,000 drops later. That's a lot of drops before a dent is made. There's a lot of cigarettes before the damage really begins. 1 glass of alcohol does not cause liver cancer, but you keep it up. Now, I've just mentioned a few poisons that many people are aware can cause cancer. When I say cigarettes, I'm not just talking about the nicotine, I'm also talking about just the effect of smoke in the lungs, which should never go there. The body bears long under the abuse. A lady said to me, my father, he's got lung cancer. What's my first question? Is he a smoker? No, he's not a smoker. Has he ever smoked? Well, yeah. How long ago? 10 years ago. For how long? 25 years. 25 cigarettes a day. Oh, but he doesn't smoke anymore. I'm so glad he doesn't smoke anymore. But it still had an effect way back then. It is true that as soon as a person stops smoking, the lungs begin to revive, but sometimes the damage has been very great. But we can strengthen what remains. Alcohol. One of the main causes of liver cancer is alcohol. Our brain is headquarters of the human body, but headquarters has a project manager. It's called liver. And the liver's the one that processes everything that comes into the body. And if a lot of poisons are coming into the body, the poor old project manager is going to be way down. Cancer cannot get a hold on the body if the liver's functioning well. But God, in His wisdom and mercy, has made the liver the only organ of the body that has the ability to regrow. Did you know that? Oh, God is so good. He's so good that He knew what was ahead. He knew what we'd be bombarded with, so He gave us a recoverable project manager. Isn't that good news? So one of the first things to do when there has been poisons coming into the body is start to detox a bit and start to get these poisons out. And you can support the liver to do that. Chemicals. Now the chemicals come in so many different ways. I know one in Australia is called Roundup or glyphosate. It was in 2014, the Sri Lankan president, he banned glyphosate. So many of the rice farmers were getting cancer. Even their children were getting sick. As the graphic designer's getting that information for me for my new book, as my graphic designer's looking at all this, he actually looked up the leader in the Sri Lanka and he went, oh no. I said, what's the matter? It's just been legalized again. Do you know the greatest want of the world? It's found in the book Education, page 57. The greatest want of the world is the want of men who will not be bought or sold. I don't know what else would cause it to be legalized again. Is it safe now? No, it is not safe. It is not safe at all. And yet we've been told for the last 30 years Roundup is one of the safer herbicides. But it is not true.
To the product, like so, and take the other side and fold it over, like so. Then turn it over and fold it all the way down. And then on this side, you're going to have these two corners. Flip them over while holding the folded part in the middle, and voila, just like
It's just amazing. I can't believe I lit a 100-watt headlamp with an old CD. What a surprise. I saw the guy take out the collection of CD for many years. Fix it. Use an electric drill to drill 2 small holes. Take out the .65mm copper wire. Wrap 999 loops around the CD. This guy's got to be good at this. Leave a length of copper wire in direct sunlight. Test with a voltmeter. A CD wrapped in copper wire has 7 volts. It's amazing. Connect the electric motor. Rapid blade rotation. Then the guy prepared 24 such CDs. Take out the wooden mold. Place the CD into the mold regularly. Follow the connection in the video. Connect the copper wires one by one. Do not understand the screenshot save. Study slowly. The result is a series circuit. Then 2 small holes are punched in the mold. Wire through, and connected to the copper wire. Stir the epoxy twigs and pour them into the mold. Form a transparent protective film. 12 hours later, epoxy twigs air dried. Mold removal. Get a piece of gold and silver. Colorful CD model. It's just beautiful. A little sanding around the perimeter to make it even smoother. Bathed in the sun. Receive the sun's rays. This is followed by a test with a voltmeter connection. There's an amazing 220 volts. It's amazing. The 2 ends collide. Sparks flew everywhere. Connect a low power motor. Rapid rotation. The result shows that the experiment was a great success. Then punch a small hole in the middle. It's mounted on a roof rack. This makes it easier to receive solar energy. Connect hundreds of watts of large light bulbs. The light bulb went on instantly. It's a huge savings on the family's electricity bills. What do you think of such a power generator? Whether there is a sound scientific basis? Comment section. I'll see you next time.